time by the ocean, and at night I'm awake to feel the wake of your motion, and I want something that's feeling alright.
What's going on, guys? Jay Hoyt back with you today. Today we got some more Division 1 gameplay, and something that's going to sound really weird is I actually score a lot of goals in this video, and it's really strange. But something else that's really strange is that the Ottawa Senators finally made two good moves. One signing, one trade. Let's get right into the signing first. So the Ottawa Senators end up re-signing or giving a contract extension to Zach Smith. He's been coming on recently as more of a role player to where he's been on the second line and moving around the lineup, penalty kill, he's been putting up some decent points and overall doing very well. Now, that definitely deserved an upgrade in his contract. However, the contract he got was a 4-year, $3.25 million contract. And personally, I don't think he deserves that much. I think he definitely deserved an upgrade, maybe like a 2-year, $2.5 million contract. That would be a little bit more, accurate to what his role is. But the Senators are known for giving guys contracts after 1 or 2 good years that are a bit above what they should be making, like Colin Greening and Andrew Hammond. Now, Zach Smith is a great re-signing. I'm glad he's back. He's going to provide a lot to the team. However, his contract's a bit much, a bit above my liking. Now, like I said at the start of the video, not just one good move, but two good moves from the Ottawa Senators. The second one being a trade. Now, the Ottawa Senators ended up acquiring forward Tommy Wingels in exchange for Buddy Robinson, Zach Stortini, a 7th round draft pick in 2017, and they retain 30% of Tommy Wingels' salary. Now, what this means for Ottawa, let's break it down real quick, but we're going to actually start on the San Jose side, what they're getting. Now, to San Jose goes forward Buddy Robinson. Now, Buddy Robinson is a very interesting player. He's 25 years old. He's a right winger. He plays with a lot of speed. However, he doesn't really use his size or his speed for very much. Now, you can see him flying down the wing, getting in on the forecheck, but he doesn't really do anything that well. He's an okay point getter. He'll probably put it maybe like 30 points on a good year, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on the role you put him in. And he's an overall interesting player to watch, but he never really does one thing really well. He's very inconsistent. Although he will stand up for his teammates. He's got the big body, 6'5", and he's speedy. So you got a little bit to look forward to, but not extremely much. Now, the second part is forward Zach Stortini. And with Zach Stortini, it's a very interesting deal because he comes off as a really interesting individual. And Zach Stortini is known for being his goon self from back in the NHL days. However, lately, or I should not even say lately, but after he was sent down by Nashville to Milwaukee in 2011, 2012, he spent the rest of his career in the AHL, putting up very little points and a lot of penalty minutes. Now, when the Ottawa Senators signed him, the original intent was to go down to the AHL in Binghamton and provide toughness, provide leadership, provide, protection for the younger players. But in 66 games, he put up 16 points, which isn't terrible. And then he also put up 182 penalty minutes and was a minus 14. Now, for an enforcer, goon, tough guy, whatever you want to call him, that's okay stat line. But a lot of the penalties he was taking were careless penalties. And I'm not just talking about, just lazy fights or, anything like that. It was lazy hooking penalties, lazy tripping penalties, just lazy penalties, running around, being a goon, not really helping the team out. The second year, a new coach came in and put him on the fourth line. I mean, he didn't change that line, but on the fourth line, he was kind of being irrelevant. He was really slow, didn't really play good defense. Started on the power play, wasn't working there. A lot of guys beat him, in positions, and he just dropped down the lineup and eventually became a healthy scratch. Now, as a healthy scratch, he was watching all these other players take his spots, and he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing for 2 weeks at a time without playing one game. So he became irrelevant. Guys got ahead of him, and he's been irrelevant ever since he's been there. But either way, trading him for anything would have been an upgrade. Now, also in this trade, like I said before, the 7th round draft pick, this upcoming offseason, 2017. Who knows what that's going to be, but that's also included in the deal, along with San Jose retaining 30% of Tommy Wingels' salary. Now, going to Ottawa, this one was a bit interesting for me because I didn't actually know much about this player. But forward, Tommy Wingels, he's a center/right wing. He's 28 years old. He's experienced. He's been to the Stanley Cup Finals with San Jose last year against Pittsburgh, and he provided an interesting role. He can move up and down the lineup, playing center, playing right wing, and overall being a very good bottom six forward. Although he does play with speed, he plays with grit, not afraid to get on the forecheck, not afraid to, stray away from contact, and even though he's small, he's not afraid to get in there. He's kind of like Jean-Gabriel Pageau, where he'll go in against anyone. Zdeno Chara, Matt Zuccarello, no matter how big you are, no matter how small you are, he'll be in there doing the same thing he always does. And the funny thing about Tommy Wingels is he's had two 15-goal seasons, where in one season he had 38 points, and the second season he had 36 points. So he can produce points, but depending on the role you give him, he's still going to do pretty well. Now this season he's played in 37 games. He has 8 points, but he's been playing like a bottom six, fourth line role where he's been kind of pushed out by the younger players, so there's no more space for him, on the team. Now, what he brings to Ottawa, yes, he's a kind of a rental player. He's most likely not going to re-sign with the team unless, he brings down his salary a little bit. He's a pending unrestricted free agent, which is what rental player means. But he solidifies the bottom six, which is what they desperately needed. There's really no chemistry on the fourth line. If you had a different, just say, if you had a normal Zach Smith to where he's back to his grinding days, and, just being that role player, but also playing the fourth line. You have 3 grinders on the fourth line, and it wouldn't really be an issue. But then you add in Curtis Lazar, who's like a two-way, not doing well right now forward. And the funny thing with him is he's still young, right? He's still 21 years old. He immediately came over to the NHL as soon as he was drafted and didn't really spend any time in the AHL until this year, where, he got injured in training camp, came back with mono, and then he went down to the AHL, played a little bit, tried to get his game back, and hasn't really looked too good since then. And I don't want to rag on him, but to play about 20, I think it was 23 games that he played without a single point. Now, there has been goalies, there have been enforcers, there have been, referees that have more points than he did in 22 games. And that's saying something, right? No matter what role you're in, no matter if you're an enforcer, a top scorer, a defensive defenseman, an enforcer defenseman, a goalie. If goalies are getting more points than you, then that's an issue, right? They're staying in their net. You're getting in on the play, cycling the puck around, playing a lot different of a role. But if you only have 1 point through 26 games, that's really, really sad. And with him, he doesn't have to go through waivers on the AHL. So with Wingels added to the lineup, I feel like the best bet for Lazar would be to get sent down to the AHL, let him play a lot more time, let him play in the top line power play, the top line 5-on-5, the top line everything, so that way he can get his game back, he can grow as a player, and then that way when Ottawa needs him, barring an injury or, someone's just not playing well, then he gets to get back up there and play. But until that happens, then, he's just kind of wasting his time away on the fourth line, putting up 1 point every 26 games. Now, will his game improve? I guess time will tell. But 26 games with 1 point, I feel like anyone else you'd call up could do that, but even better. Like, if you give a guy enough chance like that, he should be doing a lot better than that. Well, that being said, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. If you guys did enjoy, hit that like button. Comment what you guys thought of the re-signing / contract extension of Zach Smith, along with the trade. What do you think for San Jose? They didn't really get much in the trade, in my opinion. And then, what Ottawa got in Tommy Wingels, solidify their bottom six. They got a good NHL forward there. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and subscribe for more. Anyway, guys, I'll see you later.
Jumping off the porch like